Well, if you just started chatting with a guy long distance and you're wondering, could it work? Here's the thing about long distance relationships. They can work, but they typically work when the distance does not persist for too long. Okay? Because this is the danger that you might find yourself in. That a lot of people in long distance relationships do find themselves in is they essentially start chatting with someone long distance and essentially fall in love with that person, really long distance, which can be very easy to do because you fall in love with the essence of that person, the concept of that person. And while they're long distance, they can do no wrong because they're not there physically for you to see all their flaws. Okay, so everything is always almost good when it's long distance, because you always bring the best you forward, right? So they can fall in love very quickly with someone long distance. But what ultimately happens is they don't meet, and time elapses and time elapses. And as human beings, we need that physical proximity. Ultimately, at some point, we need that. We need that person there when we're having a lousy day. We need a shoulder to cry on. We need sex. We need all these things. We need intimacy, right? And if this person is not there physically, it's difficult. It's difficult. And after a while, you can become resentful, all right? And one of the parties is going to become, resentful more than likely, and it's going to start fizzling out and ultimately will end. And before you know it, you've been in this long distance relationship for 2, 3, 4 years, and it ends nowhere. So if you're going to do this, then make sure you're prepared to not go the distance. Okay, you're prepared to do this for only a certain amount of time and then meet on a permanent basis, whether you go to them or they come to you. That's the best way to go about this. Otherwise, you might start the process of that I just described, where you're in it 2, 3, 4 years down the road, and poof, it's done, and you have nothing to show for it. Okay.